Yo, peace, peace. You already know who it is, your man Lord Anu Supreme. And I just want to share a quick video sharing my thoughts on something I think is very important. And basically, get straight to it, bro. I just want to say stop tricking. Stop tricking. Stop tricking. It's not cool. It's not popping. It's not, something to be grandized and shit. I didn't know that it was that big of a deal until I started listening to some of the modern music. Because I usually listen to my own little versions of songs and my own little like sections and shit, my own little categories. But every now and then I hear other people play that music, and sometimes I'm like, oh, that should sound catchy, that sound good, let me go check it out. But then I go and I listen to it. Like, for example, I was listening to this song today. You know what I'm saying? I want the thick one. I want the thick one. I just kept thinking, I kept hearing that shit in my back hand. So let me look this song up. And so I played the song, I downloaded it, and I put it on my phone, and I listened to it after I heard the hook, and went to the verse. He says, oh, boom. She want the rich one. It's a bunch of us to pick from. And as soon as I pay you, you got to, leave. They'll give you 1,000 or 2,000, you got to go. And I'm like, yo, this shit is not the move. Like, is this really how dudes is trying to move and make it seem like it's cool? Bro, these lames really got out of pocket, bro. Just because you got money don't make you poppin'. You still a lame with money. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what nobody say. We knew that shit in the game a long time ago. And you got these games with a little bit of cash making the game lame. So what they need to do is stop playing the game, bro, because if they just giving their cash up, seeming like a square, lame-ass nigga, they setting the tone for everywhere else. Bro, I live in Miami. This brother was making a video yesterday talking about how, man, if they basically ain't paying, it's because they don't have it. Or they're not getting no pussy. Or if they got an issue with paying for pussies because they don't have the money. That was his thing, his whole thing. And the dude asked him, he said, are you just giving them the money straight off? Like, here's this $1,000 or here's a $500, whatever you need. And then you go for it, or you buying. He said, sometimes you're buying them stuff, sometimes you're doing this. And it's like, mind you, I don't want y'all to get this misconstrued with thinking like, oh, I think it's an issue to buy your girl things and, treat her nice and do things. I like treating people well. Acts of service is one of my love languages. I like treating people well and being treated well. But I'm not finna be just going out buying shit, doing all this shit just to try to buy your love, because then again, how you start is how you finish. And these guys, it seem like they talking about some shit where it's just about like paying for girls just to have sex. You're basically paying for prostitutes. And if that's what you went to, by all means, let that be it. But don't try to make it seem like a blanket statement, like that's just the only way to really get women. And that's really all it's really good for, because that seems like you seem like what they try to frame the Passport Bros as now. If you don't know about the Passport Bros, it was basically based off of men that weren't appreciating or really feeling like they were getting appreciated where they were from, and by the women, and decided to go find wives in foreign places that actually would treat them like men, love them and appreciate what they bring to the table. Nowadays, you hear they say it's about guys basically going to get cheaper sex because the women in America are too expensive. Even if that was the case, by all means, do you. But don't try to make it seem like that shit is cool. Don't try to make that shit seem like it's popping. And I'm hearing this music from the men and the women. I don't really listen to a lot of these modern songs like that, but every now and then I hear some of the songs and it sounds, it's a little catchy. I listen to the hook. But as soon as I start hearing that verse, I'm like, yo, this is what they doing now? So you gotta really be careful and be mindful of what you're doing and what you're listening to, because they programming you with this type of shit. This shit is not by accident. Everything is intended. And it reminds me of how, they used to say, like, back in the day, giving head to a woman was considered like a lower thing. No man of no dignity, no respected man was going to be, walking around talking about, I gave her head, yeah, it was popping, we whoop. But, you see a visual, like her just pushing this nigga head down. That was not, but fast forward 20 years later and shit, now that's popping, all the songs, you hear the YGs and all them saying, yeah, I ate her out with the whoop and it was delicious and something like, this weird shit. First thing I did was eat it out and spit on it. And, I had a homie, he probably watched this. First thing he'd say when he meet a chick, because I was there, I'm a witness. I was right there. First thing he'd say when he meet a girl was, he's like, hey, I eat them 10 different ways. And that was his thing. That was his starting off, It was just like, whoa, The majority of women, of course, he didn't get them. But there was some girls that was like, what, for real? What the whoop? Entertaining and shit. But it's just like, bro, like, that was your game? I ain't judging him. He ain't a bad dude, but nigga, damn, couldn't be me. And, you hear people that they see those videos of those guys saying, well, if they're not tricking, they're not getting no pussy. Or if they're not tricking, they're not getting it. Or if they're not tricking, it's because they don't have it. It ain't tricking if you got it. What you asking? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, no, it's still tricking. You're still a trick. Whether you have $100,000 in your bank account, $100 million in your bank account, $1,000 in your bank account, $50 in your bank account. If you're spending that to get the cooch, you're a trick. You're considered a certified trick. And the fact that they try to convolute it and make it seem like it's something that it's not, or you know what I'm saying, is just really lame. You know what I'm saying? And now you got lames, quote unquote, running the game because they're getting the most air time and airspace. And you got real solid individuals telling you, like me, that's letting you know, like, hey, this shit is not the move. You don't really hear that much because they're not getting pushed to the masses and the main mass media and stuff like them. Goofy girls talking about, oh, well, if he ain't tricking on the bag, something wrong with him. He a lane, get away from him, you know, whoop de whoop. And dude saying, yeah, man, I pay, it don't matter, I pay the price just to get the whoop. Like, first of all, the women that you got to pay for, I don't want them kind of women anyway. Because how you start is how you finish. I'm not going to pay $1,000 just to sleep with a girl, you know what I'm saying? And I had to make this video too because right after I seen that video, that guy talking about, you know what I'm saying, trick or treat, give me something good to eat. He's saying he's a certified trick and being proud of it. I was at the Muscle Beach working out. And I was working out. That's how you know God working mysterious ways. The two guys that was next to me, one guy was like, he's like, yeah, man. He said, I met this girl in Biscayne yesterday. But then when we were texting, she told me that she said, I'm a dancer. You know, she said, I got to tell you something, I'm a dancer. And he said, oh, you know, why didn't you tell me before? And she said, you know, I didn't know how you would take it or something like that. And he said, well, how much do you charge? And she said, 200. And he said, you know, well, and that's kind of how he kind of like, the story kind of broke up a little bit, and he was basically saying, he told his homie, he said, yeah, man, so it's the last time, like, I can't keep doing this, man. Like, this is the last time, I can't keep it. This nigga right here. So his homie basically said that, you know, he said, so did you pay? He said, yeah, I paid the 200, man. But he said, his homie was like, that's kind of a lot, man. You're paying for it, you know what I'm saying? You paid. And he said, so when he asked her, when he said 200, he's like, his homie said, who's that, for a day or for a night? He said, no, it's for an hour. So not only are you not getting it for the whole night to do whatever you want, I pay to him. Mind you, I'm not a trick, but if I ever did pay him, I'm going to get my money's worth. You know what I'm saying, bitch? You're going to do this, do that, and I don't even want I just want sex. I might want you to sit there as a footrest, bitch, because you're trying to charge me for some crazy shit that God is giving us for free. They're charging us for water, apples, the things that God has put on this earth for free. Spike you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, some real shit. You got the game fucked up. I had never had to pay for no pussy. Even when I didn't have no money, I wasn't going to pay for no pussy. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to try to scrounge up. You had dudes just trying to find all kind of ways. I wasn't going to pay with no way, shape, or form. Yes, when you have a woman around, you have to host the woman and be nice to the woman, be kind to the woman, treat her well. You know what I'm saying? But if you just going straight out the pocketbook and putting it in her hand, you know what I'm saying? It's a different type of lifestyle. And mind you, I don't judge you for what you do. I judge you for how you do it. And I ain't going to judge you as saying you're right and wrong. I'm just going to judge like, okay, it's not for me. You dig? In a long route. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to slide and realize that's what it is. But when y'all making songs and y'all making videos talking about it's the right thing to do and saying, oh, if they ain't paying because they lame, if they ain't paying, no, it's because we were brought up different. We grew up around men of fucking dignity and respect that wasn't just trying to put some, you know what I'm saying, pay for some chick's pleasure hole, and she probably gonna give you attitude with the shit anyway. You know what I'm saying? At least you're gonna do that shit, go do that shit in fucking Brazil or, you know what I'm saying, Thailand or wherever else, you know what I'm saying, somewhere else where they gonna actually appreciate you and make you at least act like they your girl for the night. Over here, they, you know what I'm saying, they cuss you out and shit. And look at you down because they know you got to go back down to your wife that ain't giving you nothing, or go back to your regular lifestyle. And you got to hide to do it over there. It's open. Colombia, you know what I'm saying, is open. Go and get the whole experience if that's what you want to do. But to act like that shit is popping and act like, oh, you know what I'm saying, every woman is like that. No, every woman is not like that. Every woman is not a prostitute. Yes, it may be flooded. The airwaves is flooded. The podcasts are flooded. The Instagram reels are flooded with all these OnlyFans chicks and all these things. But in reality, bruh, there's still women of quality out there, but you're not going to be able to see them because you got all these goofies talking about if he ain't paying for the Birkin on this and that. Or these goofies saying, man, as soon as I get 1,000 racks, you got to leave the same night. You know what I'm saying? Just weird shit, bro. So I just had to get that off my chest, bro. Stop tricking to these hoes. Stop paying and have some motherfucking dignity. You know what I'm saying? And don't say, oh, well, I'm just doing it because it's just an easy transaction and I ain't got to worry about nothing. It's just a stress. Because in that case, that means you don't really have nothing else going for yourself. Because a real man of stature isn't going and rushing to spend his energy, hard work energy, because really, you know what I'm saying, money is a form of life energy. You know what I'm saying? You playing my money, you playing my emotions, you playing my lifestyle because it's what sustains me. So if you going, you know what I'm saying, you going, you're rushing to go find a woman to pay her, you know what I'm saying, your life force and shit you worked on, so you can, you know what I'm saying, so she can extrapolate more energy from you. You know what I'm saying? You can ejaculate, lose all, and so you can be tired and hungry and walking around with less potency and shit. Just because you know what I'm saying, you wanted to hurry up and get a nut because you couldn't contain the energy. Because any real man that got some real goals and real purpose, he ain't going rushing around trying to find some woman so he can ejaculate. And you know what I'm saying? Hurry up and get a little. Man, have some fucking self-discipline. Have some goals. Have some purpose. Stop listening to these goofy ass niggas talking about, oh man, if you ain't tricking, it's because you ain't got it. It ain't tricking if you got it, or he ain't paying for the Birkin bag. That means because he can't afford it. No, it's because you're not worth it. You're not worth it in the long run. And I'm thankful that I'm a very spiritual individual because my spirituality kind of got me off those things. Like I said, I used to think something was wrong with me because living in Miami, I'm thinking like, damn, I'm not really getting the pull for these chicks when I first moved here. I'm not getting the pull for wanting to try to hurry up and get a, you know what I'm saying? Find a chick with a big butt to get a nut. Now I'm just more to myself. And I thought it was something wrong with me. The homies made it seem like it was something wrong with me. It was like, nah, bro. It's because these women in this environment isn't nothing worth actually pursuing. Think about it. You're rushing to go fuck with some chick that probably got something a lot of times. A lot of these chicks be having shit. Let's keep it a bean. You know what I'm saying? Or she been used up. Or she been, you know what I'm saying? Her soul ain't there. You know what I'm saying? You fuck with a chick nowadays, you look in her eyes and shit, you don't see nothing in the damn eyes. You know what I'm saying? I know how some of these girls are, and I'm not judging them for their lifestyle, but the man gonna take 100% responsibility if he on my side. And you know what I'm saying? If he in my environment, I'm gonna call him and talk to him just like this because you're the one that has the responsibility. You're supposed to be the man. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, oh well, she didn't. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't. She let me do it raw, whatever. No, but you the one that put it in. You know what I'm saying? You the one left it in. You the one that, you know what I'm saying, that went to go spend. So you don't want to spend this extra time, extra energy because you couldn't be disciplined at the end as a man you're supposed to be. So that's mainly what I want to say, man. Stop tricking. Stop being a lame ass nigga. Stop being a square ass dude because that shit is really a turn off. I don't give a fuck what kind of songs you listen to that's talking about tricking is popping. Them niggas is lame too. I don't give a fuck. Lames can be lames even when they got money. Money don't unlame you. Money just makes you more of who you are. And with that said, I'm gone. Jeez, peace.